Hi everyone, welcome to our documentary series, Behind the Fizz, What Coca Cola Can't Afford to Ignore. I'm Hansika Saniviratna and my student ID is ANZ2004. Together with my team, we have created this investigative piece exploring how one of the world's most iconic brands is being seen through the eyes of real people, the consumers. We live in a world where brands are built not just in boardrooms, but news feeds, timelines, and comment sections. And few brands have had so much global impact, history, and emotion tied with them as Coca Cola. In this documentary, we dive into hundreds of online posts from Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, Trustpilot, gathering real, unfiltered feedback from past 6 months. What we found is a mixture of loyalty, love, frustration, and strong desire for change. So stay with us as we take you through the voices, the patterns, and the powerful message that every modern brand, including Coca Cola, needs to hear. In my words, Coca Cola is more than a drink. It's a symbol, a sound, a feeling. When we say Coca Cola, everyone knows Coca Cola. So they have built a beautiful and popular brand image. From corner stores in Australia to massive stadiums in New York, Coke is everywhere. It's not just a soft drink, it's a part of a pop culture, in my words. It's comfort in a bottle. But here's the thing. What happens when we step away from the polished ads and actually listen to what real people are saying? In today's world, a tweet can go viral overnight. A single TikTok review can flip a brand's image. That's the power shift we are living through. And Coca-Cola, as timeless as it is, isn't immune to that change. It's really interesting. So we wanted to understand what people actually think of Coca-Cola today. The fans, the critics, and everyone in between. So we went deep and we analyzed over 400 real online comments from the past 6 months. So we pulled them from Twitter, Reddit, Instagram, and Trustpilot. And here is the important part. These weren't paid reviews. No brand partnerships, just raw and unfiltered experiences. To make sense of it all, we used something called thematic content analysis. Every comment was carefully read and we identified the tone. Was it positive? Was it negative or neutral? And then we coded them into patterns or themes that kept on repeating. And 4 major themes emerged. Not ones we made up. This came directly from the voices of real people. First one, product satisfaction and taste. Second, environmental concerns. Third, customer service. Fourth one and the last one is brand loyalty and community engagement. This isn't about dragging Coca-Cola down. It's about holding up a mirror, helping one of the most recognizable brands in the world listen. Because in 2025, branding isn't just about a catchy jingle or Super Bowl ad. It's about trust, transparency, responsiveness. And sometimes it's just about realizing that the world has changed and you can't keep on selling the same story without listening to the new voices in the room. We understand that. So, let's start at the heart of it all. What is that? Taste, that fizz, that flavor, that signature shape that so many people around the world still crave. Does great taste still matter in the world full of alternatives, values, and conscious consumptions? That's the question. Does it still matters? There are so many alternatives for Coca Cola. To answer that, let's hear directly from the people. Here's what they are saying.
My name is MD Sam Rashid and my student ID is PFEC2340. So, the magic taste of Coca Cola, the feeling, the click of the cape, the fizz, that first sip. 40% of all positive comments talked about taste. That's huge. One user wrote, Coca-Cola is still the best soft drinks. The taste never changes and it's always refreshing. There's something powerful about consistency. In a changing world, Coke's flavors like a time capsule. It doesn't try to chase trends. It is the trend. Brand loyalty, like more than a drink. People don't just like Coke, they connect with it. Birthdays, cricket matches, summer holidays, it's tied to memory and identity. According to Smith 2023, brand consistency leads to emotional loyalty, and Coca-Cola has mastered that for now. But loyalty is shifting. New generations are asking different questions, and while taste keeps Coke relevant, other issues are putting that loyalty to the test. A subtle shift in sentiment. Some loyal fans said they're rethinking Coke, not because the taste changed, but because their values did. The brand they once loved now feels distant. A few said, I still drink it, but I wish they cared more about the planet. Why can't they use less plastic if they're such a big company? And this brings us to a louder concern, once that's dominating Reddit, trust pilots, and more.
Hi, my name is Simarpreet Kaur and my student ID is EMV29724. Environmental concerns. Let's get real. Coca-Cola is one of the most biggest plastic polluters in the world, and customers are noticing. Around 30% of all negative posts are just about its environmental hypocrisy. One user wrote, they say they are green, but the store is full of Coke plastic bottles. Isn't it a joke? And they're not working. Coca-Cola's sustainability page promises change, but most consumers don't see it. What they do is more plastic. Emotional reactions, not just facts. This is not just a logical issue, it's an emotional. Customers feel betrayed. They want to support ethical brands, but they are still just stuck choosing between the flavor and values. Another breakdown becomes when the customer service is let down. Here comes the services issues. 20% of negative posts were about this bad customer service. Comments are like, they never replied to my complaint, rude staff when I asked for a refund, These are not one-offs, they are one patterns, and in today's digital first world, brands are need to be fast, helpful, and human. Coke is literally not just meeting the standards.
Hi, this is Jahamdul Tushar. My student ID is PFEC 2339. So, in today's world, not everything is negative. In the middle of all the criticism, a few voices stood out, hopeful and genuine. One user wrote, Coca Cola has sponsored my school sports day every year. Respect to them. That may not turn online, but it matters. It's remembered that Coca Cola has still the real impact in real communities. These quiet contributions, like local events, school fundraiser, small acts of support, build something powerful and emotional trust. Coca Cola need to more of this, but especially, most importantly, just as share it. But action must go further. If I talk about step one, then go behind the level. Don't just say you care, show it, prove it. This plastic. Let people see the change. People need to see the change. And secondly, rebuild the bridge. Launch live WhatsApp or anything you want. Create a team that respond fast and make customer feel heard. And lastly, spotlight the real people. Start a real Coke Stories campaign and feature the real fans, not the actors. Celebrate the communities that love you. Because the truth is, people still love Coca Cola. People still love this product. Now they just want to love the company behind it. Coca Cola doesn't need to reinvent itself. It just needs to realign with its people, its promises, and its purpose. Thank you.